Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the Eagles' offseason, you know that there's been a lot of movement, a lot of strategic shifts, and some surprises along the way. But nothing quite prepared us for what's happening now, as the team faces a very interesting crossroads at the edge rusher position. And believe me, this isn't just about one or two players. It's about the entire defensive front, the backbone of the Eagles' success over the last few seasons, especially after that incredible Super Bowl run. You see, the Eagles have always been known for their aggressive, relentless pass rush, a key ingredient in their championship formula. And last year, they had a bit of a roller coaster at the position. Bryce Huff, who was supposed to be a big splash signing, ended up being a bit of a disappointment in terms of production, despite the hefty 3-year, $1 million deal they handed him. For most teams, throwing that kind of money into a single player, especially one who doesn't quite meet expectations, would spell disaster. It could have been the end of their defensive hopes, but for the Eagles, it was more of a lesson learned. Because, in that same season, Josh Sweat stepped up in a big way. Sweat, who many fans already knew was a talented pass rusher, really made a name for himself. In fact, he not only led the team in sacks, but he also shined brightest when it mattered most during the postseason. His ability to pressure quarterbacks and make plays when the games were on the line proved just how valuable he is to this team. It's no surprise that Sweat's performance caught the attention of other teams, and recently, he signed a 4-year, $4 million deal with the Arizona Cardinals. That's a huge loss for the Eagles, but at the same time, it opened the door for new opportunities. And then, Huff was traded to the San Francisco 49ers, which was a bit of a relief for the Eagles' defensive front. But what's really interesting is how the team is now approaching this position. Instead of relying on one star, they're going all in on a by-committee approach, spreading out the snaps and trusting the depth they've built. And folks, this is where it gets intriguing. The depth at edge rusher is looking pretty impressive, enough that some analysts, like Gary Davenport from Bleacher Report, are even speculating that the Eagles might consider cutting a player who is expected to make a big impact this year, Azeez Ojulari. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ojulari was brought in with high hopes. The Eagles signed him to a 1-year, $3 million deal back in March, and he was supposed to be part of that new, aggressive defensive front. Remember, Ojulari played well for the Giants, showing flashes of high-end production. In just 11 games last year, he racked up 6 sacks, which is pretty impressive for a player coming off injuries. His rookie season with the Giants was promising 8 sacks in 17 games, and he looked like he was on a fast track to making some serious NFL noise. But as we all know, injuries have a way of changing things. Ojulari struggled to stay healthy, missing 22 games over the last 3 seasons. That's a significant problem, especially when you're trying to establish consistency and build chemistry at the NFL level. And this season, it seems that Ojulari has fallen behind in the depth chart. Currently, he's the 4th option at the position, behind Nolan Smith Jr., Josh Uch, and Jalix Hunt. That's a tough spot for any player, especially one who is expected to make a real impact. And with limited snaps available, his chances of getting meaningful playing time are slim. It's a bit of a letdown, considering the initial optimism around Ojulari. His signing appeared to be a smart move by General Manager Howie Roseman, who's always looking for that hidden gem in free agency. But training camp and the preseason have revealed some cracks. Reports suggest he might have lost a step, possibly due to nagging injuries. And that's a big blow because, before the injuries, Ojulari was considered a rising star. His 22 sacks over 46 games in his career showcase the talent he possesses, but staying healthy has been the biggest hurdle. What's also interesting is how the Eagles are managing this situation. They're clearly emphasizing a more collective effort at the edge rusher position. Instead of putting all their chips on a single player, they're spreading the workload across Nolan Smith Jr., Utch, Hunt, and others. This kind of depth is not only smart for the present, but also a great strategic move for the future, as it reduces reliance on one player and helps keep everyone fresh and healthy throughout the grueling NFL season. Let's take a moment here to reflect on the bigger picture. The Eagles have built a team that's versatile, resilient, and capable of adapting to whatever challenges come their way. They've always been aggressive on offense, but their defensive approach is equally dynamic. The front office, led by Roseman, has shown a willingness to take risks, but also to learn from mistakes. That's how they've assembled one of the most exciting and promising rosters in recent NFL history. And it's not just about the players. It's about the coaching staff, the scheme, and how they're developing talent. The defensive coordinator, Jonathan Gannon, has been known for his innovative schemes that maximize the talent on the field. The focus on depth and versatility means that players like Nolan Smith Jr., Josh Utch, and Jalix Hunt aren't just filling gaps, they're game changers, capable of creating pressure from multiple angles. This depth also provides flexibility, allowing the Eagles to adapt their game plan based on the opponent's offensive strengths. Now, talking about expectations, the Eagles are entering this season with a lot of optimism. Jalen Hurts is coming off an MVP-caliber year, and the offense looks as potent as ever. But the defense, especially the pass rush, will be crucial in determining how far they can go. The NFL is increasingly a passing league, and having a relentless edge rusher duo or even a trio makes all the difference. The team's ability to generate pressure without blitzing excessively can disrupt even the best defenses, and that's where the depth at edge rusher becomes so vital. Looking ahead, fans are naturally curious about how this situation will unfold. Will Ojulari find his footing and get more snaps as the season progresses? Or will the Eagles stick with their current rotation, trusting the young talents like Nolan Smith Jr. and Utch? It's a fascinating dynamic to watch, especially considering how much talent and potential is on this roster. And remember, this isn't just about short-term success. It's about building a sustainable, championship-caliber defense that can adapt and evolve year after year. And let's not forget, the Eagles' front office is known for making bold moves, and they're not shy about cutting players who don't fit their long-term vision. With Ojulari's current standing, he'll need to stay healthy, prove his worth in practice, and earn a spot on the field. Otherwise, the team might decide that the depth they have now is enough to get the job done, and that giving more snaps to Nolan Smith Jr. or Utch makes more sense for their championship ambitions. In the end, this situation highlights just how competitive and strategic NFL rosters are. Every move, every signing, every injury impacts the overall picture. The Eagles have shown resilience, adaptability, and a willingness to evolve, which is exactly what championship teams need. And for fans of Philadelphia, it's a reminder that this team is always a work in progress, but one that's capable of contending at the highest level. So, as we gear up for the season, keep an eye on this edge rusher situation. It could very well be the difference maker in tight games, and it's a testament to how well the Eagles have built their squad, with depth, talent, and a relentless hunger to return to the top. The NFC East might be shaping up to be a battleship again, but the Eagles are right in the thick of it, ready to make their mark once more. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Philadelphia Eagles news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all of this? Do you believe that the depth at edge rusher will be enough to carry them through the season? Or are you worried about Ojulari's current standing and his injury history? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Eagles. Remember, this team is built on a passionate fanbase that's always there to support and push them forward. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Philadelphia Eagles news. This season promises to be one of the most exciting yet, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. Thanks for being part of this journey with us, and as always, go Eagles!